Hey everybody, John Granato and Lance Zierlein from the bench. Mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Talking some Texans football. Rick Smith was on Adam Schefter's podcast, Lance. And this isn't surprising. You knew this story before Rick told it, but he just confirmed it, that Rick was the only guy that wanted Deshaun Watson in that draft. He actually had to fight Bill O'Brien a little bit over it. Bill was pouty over the whole darn thing. I'm just amazed by this, Lance. I'm just amazed by this. An organization that just went through Brock Osweiler, and you got Tom Savage, and you got all of these all this poor quarterback play. I would think everybody would be jumping on the table for joy when you get a Deshaun Watson, and yet that wasn't the case.
No, I was told that Bill was kind of pouty about the draft because I think didn't have the control he wanted at that particular time, and he put something into it. But that was really Rick Smith. The story I heard was that Rick had made a call to Sashi Brown at some point before the draft to try to say, hey, if we have someone there, we're going to want to move up there, and they had an agreement, in principle, and that when the draft actually came around, Sashi kind of was hemming and hawing, and Rick said, hey, you got to be a man, live up to your word. We already have this agreement. And the Browns went through it, and the Texans went up and traded him. But Rick told the story exactly as I had heard it. So I heard it a correct version where Rick said, what I heard is Rick said, who wants a quarterback? And no one really said anything. He goes, all right, guys, this is your last chance to speak up. If not, I'm taking this quarterback. Who wants a quarterback? Let's get this guy. And that's what happened. And Rick Smith, so I've always given him credit. Once I heard that story, I never wanted him not to get the credit for that because I had heard that was definitely his pick. So he gets credit for that. And that's, it is what it is. Rick did a good job with it.
You look at that picture of Rick in the draft room. He's the only one smiling. Bill O'Brien is on his phone or something, whatever. This is a game-changing. I've told this numerous times. I jumped off my couch. I was so excited when they were picking Deshaun Watson that you finally got somebody exciting to watch play football here in the city of Houston. And yet, all these football people are against this? I don't get it. If it wasn't for Rick Smith, we would still be watching crap quarterback play in this city.
Yeah, I don't know if they were against it. I don't know how much Rick had shared this potential strategy with some of the people in the room, but Rick and Bill clearly had a disconnect. And it is funny that you look at every other draft room, and now granted that's a still shot, but every other draft room, as soon as a guy's picked, everyone acts like this is the great, like, wow, we're all in agreement. Clearly not everyone is going to always be in agreement, but everyone shakes hand, fist bumps. Like 14 people will all celebrate, because they'll act like they all got their guy, because that's what you do. You all get on board once the selection is made. And I think that just goes to show you that this is what you want to avoid in the future, is having a GM and a head coach who really either don't care for each other or are not on the same page. They have to get on the same page. This organization has to get on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we've seen, this is almost like a soap opera, what goes on over at the time. We saw Rick Smith there, and he had to get rid of Kubiak, and then O'Brien got rid of Rick Smith, and then got rid of Brian Gaine, and then Easterby got rid of Bill O'Brien, and it's just like, all of these people had personal relationships with the McNairs, and McNairs have always done business that way. But can you have personal relationships like this, or should this be run more a business-like than the McNairs have run it?
I think it can be both, but to me, I would rather lean on the business side. We wouldn't be in this position as Texans fans if it was being run like a business. And Bob McNair, I don't think would have let all this stuff happen if he was still with us. But I do think there is something to be said for taking some of the emotion out of it and just being pragmatic. I would rather have a pragmatic owner who lets the GM do their job, but at the same time, they don't let things go too far, and they're willing to step in when they need to. And we know I don't think we have that with Cal. Now, I might be wrong. He did fire Bill O'Brien after 4 games, so maybe we'll see, but it still feels like there's the leftover, Jack Easterby is going to still be kind of pulling the strings behind the scenes.
No, they haven't. They haven't cleaned house completely, and
Right.
and it seems like Cal and Easterby. Now, Easterby is a relationship guy. That's the kind of guy he is, and we'll see. Apparently, now it's the GM is going to decide Jack Easterby's role with the organization, but Jack Easterby is going to have a role with the organization. So that's a good thing. So maybe that's going to change, the whole dynamic and whether or not a GM actually wants to come here and what kind of job it actually is. But that personal relationship thing ain't ended anytime soon, because Jack Easterby is still in that building, and it feels like more than obviously more than his career resume. It's all about the relationship that Jack Easterby has built with Cal McNair, and that's why Jack Easterby is there.